Hey, what is up guys? Welcome to the channel or welcome back to the channel. My name is Instant and today we're going to be talking about Miles' suits in Spider-Man 2. Just a little background for you guys in case you guys haven't checked out some of my other ranking videos. I am not ranking these on some objective measure. These are all my preferences. And just to kind of give you a rundown of how I judge these suits. There's really a few key factors. One is tangibility. Basically, how easy it would be to imagine how that suit could feel or look or sound or move or things like that, based off of what materials look like it's used on the suit. Because, I mean, if it looks texture-wise like it's supposed to be a certain type of material, but then in the actual construction of it, it looks like it's a different material. It just doesn't really work for me. I really get into that more in the Arkham City video, which I know is a little while back now, but yeah. Another big thing for me is not necessarily completely comic accuracy, but more so if you are changing things from whatever the source is for that suit, make sure they are changes that are either necessary to make it work in this setting, or have it be something that adds to the vibe the suit was already kind of going for. Unless you're doing a new interpretation of it in a different context, which is fine. And not just in the context of, oh, from comics to video games, but in terms of story-wise, world-wise, the reason why that suit is what it is. Changing the design intention a little bit, like taking Scarlet Spider and putting him in say like a wasteland suit could be fine. But I don't want to spend too long rambling, because these videos are already going to be long as is. The Peter one was pretty long. So I'm going to try and go through this one a little quicker because I don't have quite as much to say about some of Miles' suits, which again, I'll probably talk more about this game in general someday. But if you guys want to see me touch on any of the recolors just the recolors in general, for Peter and or Miles, let me know. And I say and or because I can either do separate videos for each of them based on their recolors. So one for Peter, one for Miles. Or I could just do one recolor video. That's really up to whatever you guys would prefer. Something a little more short and sweet and to the point versus something a little more extensive. Yeah, let me know about that. So again, just like the Peter video, which if you have not seen that, that's kind of explained there as well. I will not be touching on any of the recolors. I may mention one or two of them off the cuff, but it will have no effect on what the rating of the suit is, because I'm just judging the suits based off of the base version of that suit without taking into effect the recolors, because that's just a whole nother beast in and of itself. But first off, we are going to start off at the bottom of the list, and I'm sure this is going to be a surprise to absolutely no one, so therefore I'm going to spend like not even a minute talking about it. It's the Evolve suit. Let's just be real, everyone knows it. The fact that the final suit in this game, with the already rushed feeling story, let's be honest, and rushed feeling just narrative in general, even through the side content, having the final thing you see Miles in be this, and having this be made right as or right before the symbiote invasion happens, it's just kind of weird. And it doesn't look good. Part of it is because of the haircut. Just like this hairstyle does not look good on Miles. Like, it does not look good on this suit. It doesn't fit it. There will be one later that has a hairstyle that fits better for a suit like this, and we'll talk about that. But yeah, this suit is just not great. I'm a huge fan of casual wear looking suits, or like suits that look fairly slim and athletic and things like that, especially for Spider-Man, but this is it's just not it, man. And then on the pants they have like knee pads. It's weird. This suit's not great. This suit's probably like a 1 maybe a 2 out of 10 if I'm being generous. I'm pretty sure in the Peter video I didn't give rankings, but I'm only gonna rank for the most part in this game or any game where there's a large amount of costumes. I'm only gonna give out number ratings when I feel really strongly in either direction. But next up is the life story suit. If you haven't watched part 1, which was the Peter video, I was not a fan of the life story suits. I'm still not. I like Miles's, but a little bit better than Peter's, just because the chest design I think is a little bit better than Peter's. But it's still not good. I still don't like it. It's just a preference thing. But and again, given for who it is in the story, I don't want to spoil the story if you guys haven't read it, but it's a thing that I have my opinions on. But as a suit, I just don't like the kind of 60s, 70s era sweater look combined with basically just what looks like a normal bottom for Miles. From the bottom of the belt down, it just looks like a normal Miles costume, and then they just changed the torso. And like once you see it, you kind of can't unsee it, and it doesn't. We're just gonna move on because this suit's like a 1 out of 10 most likely. Next up is where are you little fucker? The Absolute Carnage suit. I fucking hate this thing so much. I don't like it. And again, this recolor goes kind of hard, I'm gonna be blunt. But the design of the suit is still ass. And like this, you'd like red and black. You'd think this would look cool, but all the non-animated, just static dangling bits of the tendrils just don't look good. Like, just have them either move or flatten it out, because having things protruding that are just immovable just feels kind of wrong. Like, it's just, I don't know, it just doesn't look good from a design aspect, at least in my opinion. But again, that's just, again, these are all just my opinion. I'm not trying to spit facts here or anything, but yeah. Next up, strike suit. I don't hate this thing, but again, just taking it off the base coloring of the design, like the design itself, I don't hate, but it's just the colors. The red almost looks like a slightly orangish red on the helmet. I'm sure it's not, but it just looks off, like it looks too bright. If the red on where the red pieces are was a little bit darker, I feel like I would like it a bit more. Like if that red was, well, this red's also pretty bright, but you get what I mean. If it was a little bit darker, I feel like okay, if it was like the color of the lights on this one, where it was a little bit darker, I would like the suit a lot more. But the bright red with the bright yellow and then the bright yellow eyes, it's just too vibrant, and I feel like the energy coursing through the suit is such a cool detail that like the armbands, the bands around the knees / lower thighs, those don't need to be there. You could just have the bands around the belt, like around the waist, and this suit would look so much better. But having the bands interrupt and go over the lines of energy just does not look good. And that's why with this recolor, it's not as frustrating, because on the arms it's black, so it looks a little bit better. And then on the legs, it kind of just blends in. So I still don't like how it goes over, but at least then it would blend in more, so I don't know. But yeah, this suit is just, it's mid. If you like it, that's great, but it's just not my thing. Alrighty, next up we got the sportswear suit. And yes, I know there's a Into the Spider-Verse reference with this one, which also, Insomniac, somehow, if anyone that has any sway at Insomniac or anything, somehow comes across this video, and I could have the power to have you guys consider one thing that I've said in any of my videos regarding your guys' games, it would be to, in Spider-Man 3, give Miles the final swings, the Leap of Faith suit from Into the Spider-Verse, where he's wearing his actual suit with some of the sportswear equipment over it. Please, I beg of you. That is one of Miles' best looks, in my opinion, and a lot of the other people love that look too. It's just perfect. I appreciate the reference. I do. In the recolor, I do. But it's right there. Just please. I wouldn't even complain about you guys basically just switching out taking off the hoodie, or changing the color of the hoodie, switching out the suit, and maybe getting rid of the shorts or whatever it may be, and just calling it a day. I would completely be fine with that. And I'm sure most people wouldn't complain about the reuse of assets at that point, because, I mean, what else are you going to do, you know? But yeah, in terms of the suit itself, it's casual wear, it's fine, but for me, my biggest issue is the blue jacket. I'm not a fan. Just don't think it looks right with this. And story-wise, I get why Miles is wearing basically a Peter suit, but that sounds so bad. But I just kind of wish it was red and black, which is what all three recolors do. But again, those don't count, so therefore I'm gonna act like they don't exist. But we're gonna move on because I don't really have much more else to say about this. Also, the fingerless gloves. Why would Peter allow him to do that? And why would Miles think that's a good idea? Come on now. Okay. These next two might get me in trouble. This next one's definitely gonna get me in trouble. But let's remind ourselves this is ranking my opinions on the skins in a superhero video game. There's nothing deeper about it. It's just pure, do I like the way the suit looks, yes or no, and why? So next up is the Forever suit. Yeah, boo, yeah, I know. You want to know the one, there's two things I don't like about this suit. One, I don't like the black and red on this suit, mainly because the eyes look too small, because there's too much red around the lenses, and like the lenses are red, or at least the framing around the lenses are, and oh shit, I was sorry, and I just don't like that. I just don't think it looks good, just personally. But my second issue is the fact that even with the red, right, keep that in mind, that's fine, why is it that from the front it looks like his chest is more gray than black? And that's not just because of lighting, because there's lighting on the right, mainly. So you can have it here, in the darkest part you can have it, right? And most of it still looks gray. It's a Black Panther suit. Like, what? And again, yes, I know there's a black, gold, and purple recolor, and I do like those a lot more, but they don't count for this. So I gotta be consistent with the way I'm reading these things. Because if you're making a ranking of something, but you don't have criteria for how you're ranking those things, and you're saying, yeah, well, I'm just kind of ranking them on a whim. Like, I'm going off a list. I made this list when I made the first Peter video, and yeah, I still have this list. So, but anyway, fix the eyes, honestly. Maybe darken up the red a little bit, and make this bodysuit actually black instead of some black and some gray. And I'd honestly love this thing, but as is, it's going down here. Next up is the Into the Spider-Verse store-bought suit. It's fine. I mean, I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but this just isn't it for me. I don't think I've used this a single time. Like, there's just pretty much every other suit, even some of the suits that are below this one, I would rather use than this one. But this one, there's no specific big issues with it. It's just, it's not visually appealing to me in the sense that someone who idolizes Spider-Man to an extent, obviously, especially worked with his dad, etc. In that scenario, getting superpowers, you would think they'd be like, okay, no skin, no fingers showing, no nothing. I get he's a kid, especially in the movie, but he's not an idiot. Like, even before the spider bite, he's a fucking genius, so you kind of need to act like it, and this just screams like zero plan, and it's just kind of ridiculous. But yeah, it is what it is. I'd say it's like a 1 out of 10 personally. But next up is the Great Responsibility suit. Similar issues as the store-bought suit in terms of just not being visually appealing. I get that's the point. But my problem, and we'll compare directly here. So here's the classic suit, right? Next to the Great Responsibility suit. And these are supposed to be pretty similar suits. Pretty similar. I don't get it. I get this is the more official version, and this was probably an earlier variation of that fit that Peter wore. But the color scheme being red and like a dark bluish teal almost, or like an aquamarine, it's just fucking weird. Like, Spider-Man is red. Okay, I've never seen this one. Minus the shoes, this honestly kind of goes hard. But again, those don't count. But yeah, this colorway is not it. This design is not it. It's mid as fuck. We're just gonna move on. Next up, we got the Dark Ages suit, which is, where are you at? Right here. God, I hate this thing. Again, recolors kind of save this thing, depending on your opinion. But this is just, it's kind of like the Gwenom look with the kind of, I forgot what the fucking plant's called. The Venus flytrap, sorry. It's kind of like the whole Venus flytrap look of like an organic maw opening up and then just snatching down on you. But like, it just doesn't look good, and I love hooded looks. I do. Hooded looks are my shit. If I could run around in Batman Arkham Knight with a hooded Batman, I would be doing that the entire game. I do not give a shit. I'd find a way to do another New Game Plus playthrough just to play through in that suit. But I digress. This suit's mid as fuck. I don't like the detailing of the symbiote. I do like that it's consistent with the base symbiote in this game that Peter gets, but I don't know, man. The red is too dark. I don't know if it's necessarily that the red is too dark or if it's that the texturing on the red doesn't really fit the rest of the suit. I don't know. Also, the spider legs on the chest almost form like a 2099 spider, or is that just me? I don't know. But yeah, this suit is also, hot take, Miles should have gotten the symbiote. People would have gotten pissed, but Miles should have gotten the symbiote. It would have made more sense. He has symbiote suits that are just chilling here, or they should have had it been a thing where, like in Web of Shadows, you have choices that impact the game, and obviously, Sony would have had to give them more time, but we're not going to get into that one. But in an ideal world, you would have had branching choices here and there, a la Infamous or Web of Shadows. And then, based on your choices, either Miles or Peter gets the symbiote, and then they unlock the symbiote abilities and yada yada yada. And then you would have to do a new playthrough, and then make the different choices so the other person gets the symbiote. And then after you've done that, then you can use the symbiote abilities on either arm. I think that'd be great. I get that's a lot more work to implement and a lot more time writing and scripting and everything. But like Sony or whoever, just let them cook. They've shown that when you give them the time, they can make some banger shit. You just gotta give them the time and let them do what they gotta do, man. But yeah, this suit's mid as fuck. Next up, I gotta actually find what this is because I put abbreviations and I don't know what fucking suit this one's supposed to mean. So hold on with me a minute while I figure this out. Here it is. I had it in my notes as the MDG suit, and yeah, most dangerous game, that makes sense. If you want to know how I feel about this suit, literally just go watch the Peter video and get to the point where he is in the list. Because it's the exact same fucking suit. And for those who don't believe me, in case you haven't seen it. And not only that, they have the exact same recolors. What? Okay, I'm gonna switch this off my screen because I want to see this shit. Let's put up peak, boys. Anyway, but yeah, I'm not gonna dwell on it. The suit's ass. We're moving on. Next up, as much as I love this next suit, I'm gonna be honest, it's the Metro suit. And it's for one single reason, it's because of the colorway. That's literally what it is. The design is dope. I love the jacket. I kind of fuck with the pants. I like the mask slash kind of jacket look almost. But the white, purple, and like brown color scheme is just, it's not it. It's not it. I'm sorry. This colorway would make it like a 1 out of 10. But next up, we don't gotta go too far. It's the Ginga suit. Again, recolors help a little bit with this suit, but this suit is just, it's just too much, man. And I'm not saying that to shit on the artists that made it, or the devs that programmed it and all that, but it's just, it's a lot. It's a lot. I think my biggest issues are honestly the fact that he's kind of got like half bracers on his wrists and like forearm and stuff like that, and it just looks weird. And then also the coloring issue of the green being how it is on the arms, and then also the yellow squiggly sections on the center of the chest kind of framing the outside of the spider. And then along the back and the legs and the hips and all that shit. It's just too much. I mean, there's the black and red, which simplifies it a lot. Which looks a little bit better, but there's still a lot of that needless line work all over the place. And it's just too much. And honestly, from the back, if you didn't have the spider there, it doesn't really scream Spider-Man. Like, yes, there's the webbing, but like, it almost feels more like kind of 80s vector wave, or I don't know what I forgot what the term is. I'm gonna sound like an idiot, but that kind of era more so than I don't know. It's just I don't like it. And next up, again, I love this suit, but the base version's kind of mid. It's the tracksuit. I love the red, white, and black. I think giving Miles an advanced suit looking suit is dope, and this also should have been his advanced suit. Or this recolor. Or this recolor. But no, we don't want to talk about that. But for me, the biggest issue is just how much of the suit is white. I feel like if you took the black parts on the insides of the legs and the outside, and then the black parts on the above the legs of the spider, but that don't have the red webbing on it, and turn those parts white. So you turn the white parts now black, and then you turn the black parts outside of the red webbed areas in the mask, turn those areas white. And honestly, I would fuck with it. Or even have most of the suit be black, maybe a little bit of red above the shoulder, like around the shoulders and things like that, and then have the spider be white. That could be raw as fuck. I am just saying. I don't know how to Photoshop. I don't know how to edit that. If someone who watches this video has an edit like that, let me know, because that shit is fire. And I guarantee that shit would look dope as fuck. But we are going to move on because I don't want to take too long. This suit's not terrible, but this colorway is just not for me. Next up is the Bodega Cat suit. I love it because it's got a little gremlin in it. And I love the fact that this looks like it's a unique suit model. Like, take off the hoodie and the backpack and the shirt it looks like he has on under. And I'm pretty sure this is not his default suit. And I would love to see what that looks like, but we don't get to. And it makes me sad. But as is, it's just too basic. It's literally just a hoodie, a backpack, and a cat. And don't get me wrong, the finishes with the cat are great, but I don't know. It's just not my thing. I don't know. It's okay, I've used it sometimes, but there's better suits, especially in this game. Next up, we've got the homemade suit. I appreciate where it came from in the comics and things like that. And I do love... Fuck, why do I keep doing this? Sorry, guys. I do love the... Fuck, I went too far down, didn't I? Yep. I love the fucking Tims. I love the mask with the goggles. I do love that look. But for me, the red and the white... The top half does not match the bottom half. Like, the torso area does not match the legs, and it kind of bugs me a little bit. Like, just a lot, for some reason. But that's neither here nor there. It just is what it is. But yeah, this suit itself is not bad, especially for a homemade suit. It's just the colorway. It's just not something I'm particularly intrigued by or have any real interest in using. Next up is one where... Again, this is not out of any bad place because I myself am Puerto Rican. But the Boricua suit is just doodoo cheeks. Because first of all, how the fuck did the kids know that Miles was Puerto Rican? Or that Spider-Man was Puerto Rican? Because I know in Miles Morales, spoilers for that game, if you haven't played it, which if you're watching a Spider-Man 2 video but you haven't played or seen things about Miles Morales, I mean, that's kind of on you at that point. But at the end of that game, most of Harlem, or at least the people that do show up, and they try to imply that it's pretty much all of Harlem that knows, or at least most of Harlem knows, that Miles is this Spider-Man. Or Harlem's Spider-Man, as they coin him, which is really sweet, but I don't think the Brooklyn Visions kids would know that, and I'm pretty sure even if a few of them did, unless it was only very specific kids, and unless every single kid you helped in those quests knew Miles specifically, there's no way that this should be the reward for helping out at Brooklyn Visions. It just makes no sense. It just doesn't. So from a story standpoint and oh, this is why this suit exists, it just, yeah. But other than that, it's literally just his default from the first game. Or is it the default from this game more so? I guess it's more so it's kind of like a mix. I do like how the bodysuit looks a little simpler. I do like that. I wish more superhero suits would kind of understand that simplicity is beauty sometimes when it comes to the superhero outfits. Um, but which reminds me, I do want to do a video on Marvel Rivals talking about some of the cosmetics, but I want to hold off until a certain point for that. I do have a plan for that though, so we'll see. But yeah, this suit just is not my thing. Also, the fact that everything outside of the Puerto Rican flag is like this bluish, reflective, black, gray kind of hybrid looks really weird. It should just be all black. Like, I don't get it. And I don't know. I don't know. But we're gonna move on. Next up, we've got the biomechanical suit. I fucking love this color scheme. And the idea of a biomechanical thing just sounds so cool. But honestly, the two biggest issues I have are that the spider on the chest glows while the one on the back does not. Pick one, please. Either they both glow or they neither of them glow. I will admit the black one on the back looks great, and the glowing one on the front does look great as well, but you having glowing and non-glowing, just having them not match bugs me so much, and that's one reason why there's a lot of suits like that I kind of get annoyed with. But aside from that, honestly, just the spikiness of the gauntlets is a little bit much. I loved Prototype 1 and 2, but this feels like that, but toned down for like an E-rated audience, almost. Which, if you're gonna do something similar to something else, at least do it as good, you know? But, yeah. Next up is the Fresh suit. Pretty much the same feelings I had about Peter's Fly suit. It's fine. I'm a 90s kid. It's fine. I grew up with laser tag, bowling, all that shit. It's like mini golf, you know, all those things. It's fine. You know, the aesthetic is not really my thing, and I know this is more of a, I want to say late 80s, early 90s aesthetic, from memory. Or like mid 80s. But I just, kind of like 70s. I don't know. I'm not great with time and things like that, but yeah, this suit's, it's mid. I'll be honest. If you guys like it, that's great. It's going for a very particular niche, which I'm happy they tried something different, and especially for charity, I think that's great. But it's still not that great of a design, in my opinion. Next up, we've got the Agimat suit. This thing is just weird in some good ways and some bad ways. My biggest complaints are the fact that he's got toes. Just make it flat. I want to see Spider-Man's grippers. No thanks. And then on top of that, it's honestly the lighter purple bits under some of the gold on his upper chest or on the pectoral area. And along the kind of bicep area, almost. Definitely on the back there. It's just, if it was all bluish purple, and then there was a little bit of energy running through it that was purple, it would be fine, but there's so much of it that with the gold is just kind of a lot, and it just feels too much. I like the fact that it gives me a cyberpunky kind of almost Tron aesthetic, which another suit, which you guys can literally see right now, does that a little bit better, but we'll get into that one, don't worry. Yeah, this suit is just, and also the side pieces on his, I forgot what the term is, it's the back part of the jaw almost, but around there, they don't look good in my opinion. They just make the mask look weird. Take those off, and this would honestly look a lot better, but it is what it is. Next up, I feel bad putting this one down here, but it's the Uptown Pride suit. I will admit, again, I can't let it affect the ranking, but the black and silver one goes hard as fuck. Gorgeous. Great use of recolors. It's so simple, but it works. And the red and black one's also pretty dope. But those don't come into effect for this. So we're just gonna judge it as it is. And honestly, it's fine, but it's just his classic suit from the first game, which is where this was originally from. For 100%ing, it looks better in this game, texturing and detailing, all that stuff, which, I mean, you would expect from shifting generations. But aside from that, it's just eh. Like, if the bodysuit itself was simpler, I'd probably like this a bit more, but since his classic quote-unquote suit is still more detailed to try and compare with Peter's advanced suit, it just doesn't really work as well, and it just kind of comes up short, in my opinion. Next up, we've got the Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. suit. It's mid. I mean, having a shield anything in this game is dope as fuck, but I've never been a huge fan of the blue shield outfits. I don't know why. Just for me, the blacked out ones just always kind of fit better for the vibe. But again, the recolors don't matter at all for this. So going off this, it's just... the design is good. I really do like the design. But just the blue coloring, and also my biggest complaint with this suit is that no matter which variant you use outside of this one that changes it to red, the emblem is always backed by the color yellow. Now I'm sure in the comics that's probably a detail they've mentioned where it's, well, technically it's not black and white, it's black and yellow or whatever, or it's drawn as black and yellow sometimes, which is fine. But I just personally prefer the black over the white, or the black over a color that matches somewhere else on the suit. So having black and yellow on pretty much costumes that don't make sense for it, except this last one, it just doesn't look good. And especially on this black one, you can really tell how yellow it is, and it bugs me immensely. But as is, the gauntlets look a little too detailed for generic shield gear. Same thing with the boots. They remind me more of like Fantastic Four type vibe, and not just because of the movie, but just in general. But okay, if my placement of the Wakanda Forever suit was not controversial enough to an extent, these next two are probably gonna get me fucking grilled. Next up is the Across the Spider-Verse suit. Now, part of this, admittedly, is because I enjoyed Into the Spider-Verse a little bit more than Across the Spider-Verse. At least after first viewing of each, comparing that experience. I've since rewatched Across the Spider-Verse like once or twice. It's still a great movie, and I still do really love it. But given the fact that it is a part one of a two-part event, basically, I mean, it feels like an act two, which it is, and that's fine. But when you make a film or a project, inherently, okay, we're gonna make this a part two, kind of like this game has an issue with, which again, I will talk about eventually. But when you make a project that is a sequel to something else, and you have a plan for at least a trilogy of events, overall, like overarching things, etc., and you choose to make that middle one purely just transitionary between step 1 and 3, and just make it pretty well known that, like, yeah, this movie pretty much, or this project pretty much exists to get you from 1 to 3, not to serve as its own self-contained thing while doing that, which I get that's a lot easier said than done. But these guys are talented as fuck. Whether it's the writers on this game, on the Spider-Verse films, the directors, etc., super talented people. They could very, very easily do this. They have the talent. I don't doubt they're capable of it. I just feel like it's either Sony pushing it or something, and that's why certain things feel the way they feel, but, you know. But yeah, this suit for me is just not... I like the coloring a lot better than the Into the Spider-Verse suit. My honestly only two problems with this suit are the red going down the sides of his body, which is a detail that sounds interesting and it looks good in animation, but in this, it just doesn't feel right. And I know that sounds so dumb. I love the red going down his arms, but going down the torso and like the legs and things like that just feels like too much. And I feel like from certain angles you don't get much of the red, so it looks more like an accent, which is okay. But like if you just got rid of the red on the sides and just had it on the arms, it would still look really good. Or if you wanted to put it on the inside of the legs to match the inside of the arms, that would be fine too. But it's almost perfect in my opinion. But I feel like it just needs a little bit more to really get there. And next up is the Into the Spider-Verse suit. If the ATSV suit being where it is isn't going to piss people off, this suit being pretty much almost as low as it definitely will be. And also for the cross suit, I don't like how the front one is still his spray painted spider, but then the black one's just an actual logo. Keep the consistency, please. But yeah, the Into the Spider-Verse suit is it's a vibe, man. It's just honestly probably one of the best looks Miles has ever had. The normal Spider-Man suit, spray painted black with his own symbol spray painted over it, it's just such a cool detail, and it just works so well in the movie. And the animated suits are this low mainly because they just don't fit as well into the world, and I don't really enjoy using them as much. They're great, but that is going to hold them back a little bit. But next up, and again, I'm not going to dwell on the Into the Spider-Verse suit too much, just because everyone's praised and critiqued the suit as is. We all know it's pretty much it's a great suit. But next up is the Programmable Matter suit. I like it to an extent. Again, that whole cyberpunky Tron aspect I fuck with, but it's a little bit too bulky and a little bit too angular. Like, why is his ass straight up polygons, bro? Like, they should not be drawing that much attention to Spider-Man's ass. And also the fact that the codpiece is so big. Like, for programmable matter, you would assume it wouldn't be too bulky, especially if Spider-Man tweaked it. It's Spider-Man. When you think Spider-Man, you think sleek usually. But like, I don't know, just something about it, man. If I feel like if the metallic aspects were more black than like a silver gunmetal gray or like a purplish steel, I would love it a lot more. But like, superhero game devs, please, for the love of God, stop turning outfits that are supposed to be black silver or gray. Just let them be black. It's not that complicated. The fuck? Sorry, I just got a fucking But yeah, it's just we're gonna speed run these next 20, boys. You ready? We're gonna do it. I got you. Alright, boys, sorry for that pause. I'm gonna keep it in there just because fuck it. We're gonna speed run the top 20. But before we get into the top 20, I just want to ask if you guys have been enjoying the video or not. Feel free to let me know down in the comments, and also let me know down in the comments what your guys' thoughts are on the suits in this game, what your ranking is, what your top 5 or 10 is, however you guys want to do that. Anything you guys do dislike about the videos, let me know. Let's talk about it respectfully. I'm always open to criticism. but if you are just slinging hate without giving any actionable feedback of things I could actually improve upon, then I'm going to assume that you're just kind of wasting time, or that we were in a rivals match together and you got mad that I told you through. But otherwise, hopefully we can keep things civil. But yeah, next up is the Smoke and Mirrors suit. I love the recolors on this suit. I love two of the recolors on this suit, but this is just not my thing. The green and purple for Miles is just not a color scheme I like. I love the glowing spider on the front and the back, and the fact that they're slightly different doesn't really bug me, because they look like they're essentially the same spider, it's just one's a little smaller, obviously, and by little I mean like half the fucking size at least. But it just, I don't know. I don't know how to word it. It just bugs me. And I don't like the fascination these devs have with putting different colored plate pieces around the knees and the fabric that wraps around the knees. And then that's it from the waist down in terms of that extra color. And it just doesn't, it always looks lackluster. I don't know, it just does. But yeah, this suit, great recolors, but the suit itself is not great. Next up is the Purple Rain suit. Again, the designs for the Prowler that they were basing this also off of were great. And if they would have picked one, it would have been fantastic. But the fact that they're trying to go for the more kind of homespun vigilante criminal kind of Prowler look with the more armored look just doesn't look good. You gotta kind of go either way with it. You can't go, yeah, there's a very small amount of armor, but like it's still super stealthy, but like it's, you know, the stealthy parts that would make it look stealthy are actually pretty bright. Like, just turn the gray parts black and it would look so much better. Also, this recolor, Sway Mama, never really looked at that one, but that's actually kind of raw. Also, this recolor is gorgeous, but again, doesn't factor in, so we're not going to worry about it. But I like the belt. I love the gauntlets. I honestly kind of like the symbol. The mask, I don't like the eyes. I wish the eyes were a little bit bigger, honestly. I wish they kind of looked like Prowler's eyes, but more like Prowler's eyes, I should say, but you know. But next up is his final symbiote suit, unless I'm a complete idiot. The King in Black suit. It's his best symbiote suit, as you guys, at least in my opinion, as you guys could tell from where it is in the list. But it's just kind of Like, the thing I'm confused about is the suit, at least mostly, is supposed to be symbiote. So why, when he gets the symbiote suit, he has cloth around his wrists? Makes no sense. It looks fucking dope, especially on this one. It looks really good, but like, logically it makes no sense. But design-wise, I love it. That's why it's as high as it is, but I think there's better. Next up is okay, this one's going to get flat. I do love this design, but I just don't like using it because it doesn't scream Spider-Man to me, and when I'm playing a Spider-Man, I prefer to do that. But we're going for the Hellfire Gala suit from 2023. Again, this suit is dope as fuck. My only real complaint is honestly the haircut. I mean, it's pretty much one-to-one from the comics, but like, I don't like the haircut in this game. I think it looks like trash. And on top of that, it's also just a thing for me where I don't really enjoy purple on Miles a lot. I don't know why. I just don't like purple with Spider-Man in general. It just doesn't really fit it. And again, outside of basic symbol on the back and the little bit of webbing you can see of the mask, it doesn't really give me Spider-Man vibes, and I feel like that's kind of a problem. But yeah, next up is the animated suit based off of the Ultimate cartoon. It's dope. It's great that it's here, but kind of like Nightwing's animated suit from Arkham City, I I wish more than anything in relation to these games that outside of like story and everything like that being better, that we could get this exact suit where we have the option, kind of like the recolors, of having the animation on it or not. Because imagine with the Into the Spider-Verse suit, you could have this film style or the game's art style. Or you could apply this animated filter to what's one that would look really good animated is this one. I feel like this would look really good in an animated style because it would bring out the more ridiculous aspects of it, but I digress. But I've not ever really watched Ultimate Spider-Man, so I don't really have a connection to that specific version. But I know people like it, so that's great. But all I'm concerned about right now is the costume aspect, and this costume, if it didn't have this animation style on it, it would probably be a 10 out of 10 for me. As is, it's probably a 9 or 8 out of 10, which should show you how much I enjoy the rest of these suits. Next up is the Family Business suit. Honestly, my only complaint about this suit is that it's not darker. Again, I wish the bodysuit was more of an actual kind of stark black, kind of like this suit version of it. It's more black here a little bit, or at least a little bit less reflective. And the gold is a little bit brighter, so it stands out more, but I mean, it's an Iron Spider suit for Miles, and that actually gives him the Iron Spider legs and finishers, which is cool. I wish it was more consistent, but it's cool. Nothing else to really say about it. I like the energy kind of flowing through it. I think it's handled a lot better on this suit than it was on the Strike suit. But next up is the End suit. I just fuck with it. Again, hooded, the military pants, the big ass boots. It's a vibe, man. I don't usually use this version of it. I usually use one of the recolors. But this suit as is just chef's kiss. It's gorgeous. Next up is the, goddammit, I gotta find what this one stands for again. Best There Is suit. I'm an idiot. This is the Wolverine suit. Recolors, this would be a 10 out of 10. I'm gonna say now, but this base version, I love black and red, as you guys can tell from like my logo and everything. I just kind of wish we could have a version of the suit with the hood up. I really do. I really do. And also the brown boots really kind of conflict with the rest of the outfit for me. I feel like they should have been black or something, but brown, again, I'm pretty sure that's how it was in the books, so it makes sense. But next up is the Crimson Cowl suit, where you little bitch. There it is. I like this suit. Again, one of the recolors is far better than the base suit. My biggest complaint, if you guys couldn't guess already from my other videos or this video alone, the different shades of red. Just make it all one shade of red, whether it's the brighter red or the darker red. Just make it all that shade, and it would look 10 times better. It would honestly be a 9 or a 10 out of 10 for me. I'm gonna be real with you. And also the fact that this is most likely partially the same suit as the Strike suit is really interesting to me. But that's for another day. But yeah, this suit pretty good. Recolor makes it better, but yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, we gotta take it as we get it. Next up, the classic suit. Not gonna say much. It's basically Miles' classic suit, but with extra detailing because it needs to stand up to the advanced suit, the original advanced suit. And I kind of wish that his upgraded suit was the advanced suit comparison, whereas the classic suit was just the classic suit, but it is what it is. You know, they made their decisions, and that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes, boys. But next up is the City Sound suit. This is purely off of vibes, honestly. Um, I still have not seen Sinners, so this is not based off of a bias towards that movie, but I've heard that movie's great. But this is just such a vibe, man. The pure drip, just the swagger off this fucking guy right here. Dope. Dope. Next up is the 2099 hooded suit. I prefer a couple other recolors more than this one, but the foggy eyes and the hood are just chef's kiss. Next up is the Tokusatsu suit. I'm a Power Rangers guy. I grew up on Power Rangers. I just wish the bodysuit was more black. That's really it. That's my only complaint. Otherwise, it'd be a 10 out of 10 for me. I'm gonna be blunt. Getting into the top 5, we got my boy the Red Spectre. It's just pretty much a better hooded suit. I mean, I don't really know what else to say there. It's pretty great. Number 4 is the encoded suit. I just love it. It's cyberpunk as fuck. I love it, man. I'm just gonna be honest. That's my bias. Number 3 is the upgraded suit. The best thing that's not animated that approximates his classic suit. That's just what it is. Number 2 is Shadow Spider, and I was debating on 2 and 1 for a long time. But I just love this suit, man. This suit is just ninja as fuck. It's stealthy as fuck. I just love it. I just love it. I don't know what it is. I love running it with the Arachnite suit. It's a vibe. But last but not least, number 1 is my boy, the 2020 suit. It's cyberpunky as fuck. It's got a Daft Punk styled helmet with an emotive expression on the face. It's got a dope jacket, which is already cool as is, but it's got the cool S. It's got the cool S, guys. It's got everything. But in all reality, it's got headphones built in, which is perfect for his character. He's got a little music player on his side, which is dope. And the shoes are just cool as hell. Like, this suits a whole ass vibe, but I'm gonna leave that there. I don't want to keep rambling, but if you guys did enjoy this video, let me know down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about the rankings, what your guys' rankings are. Make sure to check out some of my other cosmetic rankings for Arkham City. Arkham Knight is not out yet. I've recorded it a couple of times, but it ends up being too long, so I'll get to that soon. Injustice 1 and 2, and I'm going to be talking about Marvel Rivals default design soon, and then I'll be talking about some more aspects of that later on down the line. But any other videos you guys want to see from me, any other kind of topics you want to see me touch on, let me know down in the comments, and I'll see what I can do. But take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and just be good people. But stay safe. Peace.